Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. We begin right now with breaking news. There are tornado warnings moving through our region right now as we speak, as thunderstorms are making their way through eastern Ontario. Now, you may have received this Environment Canada alert on your phone or TVs around 4:10 this afternoon. A tornado warning for eastern Ontario, including Ottawa, North Canada, and Orleans. That warning is no longer in effect. Again, that warning is no longer in effect, and the warning for the Prescott and Russell area ended just moments ago. Our region now seemingly in the clear. Now, while we wait for confirmation about what exactly passed through our region, fellow Canadians out west are cleaning up after a suspected tornado there. Here's how one Rocky Mountain, Alberta resident described it.
You could hear a whirring sound, and then bang. And that's when we just ran for the basement.
And that is exactly the advice you're supposed to heed to in these situations. Take cover in a basement or interior room to shelter from flying debris. Again, the tornado warnings in our region just ended, but let's go to CTV's Jackie Paris now with the latest on where today's Eastern Ontario system is heading. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. You could take a look at this satellite radar right now. Earlier this afternoon, around 3 o'clock, that's when we started to see the weather system move through all that red and yellow and orange. That was really in the Ottawa area between 4 and 5 p.m. It has since cleared for our region about half an hour ago for the warning, but the tornado warning, it is moving northeast at 65 kilometers per hour. It is including heavy rainfall, hail, as well as strong winds. This is moving towards the Hawkesbury area now, and it is continuing to make its way east. Keep in mind, though, a severe thunderstorm watch is still in effect for parts of along eastern Ontario, including along the Seaway, as well as just north of Ottawa. We are keeping a very close eye on this as well, keeping a close eye at 10 p.m. This is going to hover around the Brockville, Cornwall area, and it will continue or likely continue to stay in the Cornwall area around the midnight hour. Again, we are keeping a very close eye on this weather system. It will likely clear for tomorrow morning. We'll have details on this and more of your temperature in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you for this, Jackie. Turning now to the ongoing challenges facing homeowners after their record-breaking Canada Day storm. One woman living in Bells Corners West says she is at risk of losing her life savings, waiting on her insurance company to give her an official estimate. CTV's Austin Lee is following this for us. He joins us live with the details. Austin.
Well, Stefan, Catherine Peterkin says she's been living in her garage since the storm because she's afraid of possible mold throughout her home as she waits on her insurance provider to help her get back inside. Sewer water backed up in her basement on July 1st as the city was soaked by a 1 in 200-year rainstorm. She says communication is lacking from her insurance provider, Economical Insurance, and she's at a standstill until her claim is resolved. To make matters worse, she had just recently took on significant debt to renovate her home. The plan was to sell it immediately after those renovations had been completed, but after the flood, her home is left gutted.
I took out so many loans on my house, over $135,000, and I'm now struggling to make payments while I'm trying to refix my house. And I don't have money to cover my financing. So I have about 2 to 3 months left before I have to file for bankruptcy.
The parent company of Economical Insurance says, quote, "We continue to be actively engaged throughout her claim, maintaining regular contact." They add, "We remain committed to working closely with her to complete the remaining repairs as quickly as possible." The company has also replaced her hot water tank and has committed to replacing her furnace. But Peterkin says that just isn't happening in terms of clear communication. And until CTV News contacted the company, they had not responded to her in nearly a week. Now, Peterkin is also not eligible for the province's disaster recovery assistance program because that doesn't cover sewer backup, and her neighborhood is not eligible. Stefan.
Sticky situation. CTV's Austin Lee reporting live for us. Thank you, Austin. Next up, we turn to the political reaction here in Canada after President Donald Trump announced a plan to bring in 50% tariffs on roughly $28 billion worth of Canadian goods. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he spoke to the U.S. president this morning, and the two leaders have agreed to intensify negotiations in the coming weeks. The 50% tariff is expected to kick in 1 month, and it includes some Canadian goods covered under the country's free trade agreement. The White House claims the move is a response to unfair Canadian trade practices. When asked about the new tariffs at the White House today, Trump said, while he loves Canada and the people of Canada, they, quote, need us to survive, rather. Premiers have been quick to weigh in. Here's Ontario Premier Doug Ford.
If these talks fail in 29 days, we need to hit them back as hard as we can. I'm tired of the bully trying to take our lunch money all the time. We always seem to be on our back heels. We need to be on the offense, not constantly on the defense with President Trump. We need to stand up to the bully, and we need to hit him tariff to tariff.
Ford also said Ontario will not be lifting the ban on U.S. booze on LCBO shelves. The White House has said the new tariffs are partly in response to provincial bans on American liquor. The latest trade war escalating is already having an impact on some local businesses here. Let's go to CTV's Tyler Fleming now with more on that. Tyler.
Yeah, Stefan, right now for many small businesses, it's not just about the products on the list, it's the uncertainty itself that can change what they buy and how consumers spend. La Maison d'Or Jewelers is one example. Now, jewelry is on the new tariff list, but here most products are Canadian made and not exported. Now, the concern for the family-run business is the potential of counter tariffs, leaving the owner reluctant to make major buys from American suppliers. Experts say the effects of tariffs ripple far beyond the products directly targeted. As consumers grow wary of price hikes, they pull back on spending. Businesses do the same.
Businesses may have to raise prices, if they feel they have to hedge their bets. Businesses may lay off people. Consumers are nervous they might lose their job. And all these things add up to potential impact negatively to retail sales.
We have to stand up for ourselves, but I think it's important that we get to the negotiating table as business people that we are, and I know our customers too feel the same way.
As the two countries negotiate a deal, many residents say the best counter to U.S. tariffs is to keep buying Canadian products. Now, whether these tariffs ultimately take effect is yet to be seen. The Trump administration has a track record of delaying or revising its plans. As it stands now, these measures are scheduled to take effect August 19th. Stefan.
All right, thank you for this update, Tyler. An update now to a story we brought you yesterday on a recent city report outlining an advertising campaign to encourage people to stay downtown after work. It's part of a plan to alleviate pressure on transit and roads this fall. Despite this, Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe insists there will be no effort to direct people to stay downtown longer than they want to. In a social media post, Sutcliffe says, "Let me be clear, there is no plan to encourage employers to keep employees downtown longer, nor to do any marketing or communications along those lines." However, a report for City Council last week outlines the ad campaign's objective: encouraging workers and visitors to extend their time in the area in order to spread the egress from downtown over a longer period. The campaign was intended to launch in mid-August. In the meantime, Ottawa's police chief is weighing in following several assaults in the ByWard Market in the last couple of weeks and renewed concerns about safety in the area. Speaking on CTV Your Morning Ottawa today, Chief Eric Stubbs says the ByWard Market is safe, although there are certain areas that are, quote, a little problematic. He says in general, people can feel safe dining and shopping in the market. He also said police have a plan to be present in the area.
We have a comprehensive plan to be in the ByWard Market, as well as dealing with the vulnerable population as well, too. We also have our Market Safe program, where in the evenings and late into the night, we have extra officers to ensure the safety in the bar district as well, too. But people need to know that the ByWard Market is safe.
The chief's comments come after two violent incidents in the ByWard Market over the weekend. On Saturday, a man was found with lacerations or cuts to his face in the area of Cumberland and George Streets. And on Sunday, a man was treated for a head injury after an incident at that intersection. There are no arrests in either of those incidents. As raging wildfires in northern Ontario force more than a dozen communities to evacuate, rescue organizations are scrambling to find safe places for animals left behind. Now, an Ottawa rescue is preparing for an influx as it puts out a call for more fosters.
We are expecting probably within the coming weeks dozens of requests for intakes from Ontario.
Northern Reach Rescue out of Thunder Bay is on the front lines, already taken in dozens of animals, and expect that number to rise rapidly as more people flee. The organization is looking to rescues across southern and eastern Ontario, asking those with room to help with intake. And to help answer that call, Rocky Road Rescue is hoping to bring on more fosters.
Our main goal is the success of our dogs, of course, but in order for us to do that, we need to focus on the success of our foster families as well. So we provide daily tips, tricks, training guidance, check-ins, phone calls, etc. for our foster families. We also cover all the supplies needed for fostering, and we cover any sort of monetary medical expenses as well.
And while the hope is that many of the animals displaced by the wildfires will eventually return to their owners, rescues say in the meantime they need a safe place to land. Coming up on CTV News at 5, more on Ontario Premier Doug Ford's reaction today to the latest U.S. tariff threats. CFRA's Christy Cameron will join us live when we return. Here's a live check on traffic. When the rain was the heaviest, things were fairly backed up. We're seeing traffic volume ease this hour. Still, however, on the Queensway, the westbound is slow from Parkdale to Pinecrest. Eastbound is backed up from Maitland to Innis. There's moderate to heavy traffic volume on the 174 heading east towards Orleans between the Split and Montreal Road. And if you are southbound on the 416, it's slow around Robertson. You're watching CTV News at 5, and we'll be right back. Taking a closer look now at one of our top stories, Ontario Premier Doug Ford is pushing back on the latest tariff threats coming out of the U.S., and he says Ontario has no intention of lifting the current ban on U.S. booze. CFRA's Christy Cameron is here now to help us go off script. Christy.
Yeah, this is quite the dramatic escalation in the trade war. This news broke around 5:30 last night, and right away you could feel the intensity of the reaction. We've got 30 days, and this could be very punishing to the Canadian economy. Here's the thing. If Canada makes concessions, where do we stop? Trump has repeatedly changed his demands. So I would say, my opinion is caving to him right now does not guarantee success. Furthermore, we're looking at the booze right now at the LCBO. We know that Ontario is a huge piece of the pie when it comes to American alcohol. But if we put the alcohol back on the shelves of the LCBO, how long does it actually last, and how much do people actually buy it? Because, you know, I love bourbon, Steph, but personally, I wouldn't be picking up a bottle of it right now. Here's a little sound from my show today. Take a listen.
Ford is right. Hit them tariff for tariff. Make the Americans pay the way he's making us pay. Stop begging to the states, and let's have a backbone, Canada. Tariff for tariff.
Tariff for tariff, period. Listener Peter, not mincing words there, as many of your listeners often don't do. Now, we're also hearing from other premiers that feel the same. Like Premier Eby in BC was like, no way at all.
Yeah, I would say you have Ford and Eby obviously in one camp where they're saying, absolutely not. We are not putting the booze back on the provincial alcohol shelves. But at the same time, I do sort of empathize or sympathize with small business owners, because businesses favor certainty, and the volatility that we're seeing right now is anything but. It makes it very difficult for people that are self-employed or run their own businesses to figure out the future, to hire, to invest, to move forward.
Thank you for this, Christy. And you too can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. And now watch Christy's segments on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel.
I've been a fan of Connor Price for a very long time, and I've been to 2 of his shows before my last one, and both of the shows he brought someone up on stage to rap buddy with him.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, a dream come true for an Ottawa boy at Bluesfest this weekend, putting his own rap skills on display on the stage with his favorite artist, Simply Ottawa's next. Coming up tonight on CTV after the 6 o'clock news, E-Talk starts at 7. Then you can start watching 3 back-to-back episodes of The Big Bang Theory at 7:30. The Amazing Race Canada begins at 9, and Password is on at 10. Now for another check on the weather, Jackie's live in studio with us tonight. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. Now, since 2 o'clock, thunderstorms and light showers have blanketed the area, and these conditions will likely continue until midnight. But here is a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A little bit of sun peeking through, so we are in a bit of a break. Current temperature is 19 degrees, and this is showcasing Kaweki Point. Now, keep in mind the tornado warning for the Hawkesbury area. It has been downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning. However, a severe thunderstorm watch does remain in place for most of eastern Ontario, and this will remain in place until 10 p.m. or even 11 p.m. this evening. Again, the chance of thunderstorms is going to continue for an 80% of chance well into midnight, and that is what Environment Canada is reporting. So when all is said and done, 10 to 20 millimeters expected tonight for rainfall, 20 degrees this evening. We've got those southwesterly winds moving in. Tomorrow will be another windy day. Yes, 20 to 40 kilometers per hour is what we are anticipating. There is a chance that we could see some showers in the early part of our morning, but for the most part, we will likely see a mix of sun and cloud. Now, 25 degrees is the anticipated daytime high. Meanwhile, in the valley, very similar conditions. Chance of showers, 12 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, a cool day at 18 degrees, the daytime high. And the Seaway, yes, there is also a chance of showers, slightly warmer for tomorrow's daytime high, sitting at 21 degrees. But the risk of thunderstorm will remain for the overnight hours, and 16 degrees will be the overnight low. Now, taking a closer look at Wednesday, again, mainly cloudy skies. There will be overcast by the time the afternoon rolls around. We could see some pop-up rain moving through as well. But by the time Thursday rolls around, it will likely be mainly sunny skies as we get closer to the weekend. Now, here's a look at our 5-day forecast here. Temperatures really hovering around 20 for Wednesday. It will be a cool middle of the week. Thursday, 24, mix of sun and cloud. Very similar conditions for our Friday, but things are going to get much warmer at 27, 28 degrees. It won't be until Sunday that we could see the return of precipitation here in the region. In Ottawa, we want to bring you an incredible summer night out with sips and sparkles. One lucky winner and 3 friends will each receive a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers. Then head out for an amazing dinner at Riviera, Ottawa. Enter now at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win this incredible experience. Good luck.
Tonight on Simply Ottawa, an Ottawa boy had a pinch me moment this weekend that he won't soon forget. He got called up on stage at Bluesfest to perform alongside his favorite artist, Canadian rapper Connor Price. Here's CTV's Sean Varden with the story.
When Vincent Taylor heard rapper Connor Price was coming to Bluesfest, the 14-year-old launched a 28-day TikTok challenge to see if he could get Price's attention.
I've been a fan of Connor Price for a very long time, and I've been to 2 of his shows before my last one, and both of the shows he brought someone up on stage to rap buddy with him, and I thought that it would be really fun to do that.
With help from Mom, Taylor started creating, making unique daily posts, tagging Price, hoping to get noticed.
Brought out creativity. I'm not a creative person, and I've heard him say he's not creative, but I could see so much creativity in terms of just having ideas.
First anybody every single day until the concert at Bluesfest to try to get on stage.
After a few posts, Price commented, "By concert night on Sunday, it worked."
And he's basically been posting every day trying to get my attention so that he could perform this song with me on stage tonight.
When I walked out, I was really nervous walking out, but when I got there, I felt so happy, and there was no more nervousness anymore, and I was really happy, but I didn't really know what to say, so I started rapping.
Taylor's family front and center in the audience, cheering along with the crowd, proud to see him make this dream come true.
It was great. It was really, really great just to see him embracing the experience and letting go of any worries and enjoying it.
It was really fun, and it just went by super fast. I just wasn't really thinking. I was just letting myself just rap, and it felt really good.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
And we want to hear your stories of people doing good, spreading joy, making a difference, or marking a notable achievement. We'll be showcasing stories that touch our hearts and make us proud of our city and the people in it. Simply Ottawa. You can send your story ideas to Ottawa News at ctv.ca.
Learning to resist the urge to compete with the train when it comes in, that ding, 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 ding. I want to match up with it or overpower it, but I know I can't. So.
Coming up, turning commutes into concerts. OC Transpo launches its new busker program at LRT stations. Stay with us.
Get the latest live, local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The temperature right now, 19 degrees and a break from that heavy rainfall. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today. OC Transpo's busker program started this week. It's a way to highlight local musicians, but also bring something positive into your travels. Buskers will be performing at 12 stations along the Confederation line 7 days a week.
Because of you, people who need to make impossible choices every single day know that they can count on us to be here when they need it most.
That's the Ottawa Food Bank's new CEO, Natalie Spooner. She officially steps into the role following the departure of the previous CEO, Rachel Wilson. The food bank says it's seeing increased demand as the cost of living continues to rise. Developer Minto Group is submitting a plan to the city for a new residential area in Barhaven. It's on 47 hectares of land on Barnsdale Road near Borrosilkane Road. It would include nearly 450 single detached homes, nearly 400 townhouses, and 98 back-to-back townhomes. 6 beluga whales from Marineland in Niagara Falls now have a new home south of the border. The whales from the shuttered tourist attraction have been successfully relocated to aquariums in Chicago and Texas. It's part of a deal with facilities in the U.S. and Spain to move the park's 30 belugas and 4 dolphins.
Minimal, Pedro Porro, Williams,
and a record number of Canadians tuned in to watch the FIFA World Cup. TSN says there were more than 30 million unique viewers, which works out to roughly 75% of Canada's population. 6.4 million viewers tuned in on Sunday to watch Spain beat Argentina, making it the most watched World Cup final ever in Canada. Both TSN and CTV are divisions of Bell Media. Thanks for watching. That's CTV News at 5.